Imagine, you're a young high school boy just trying to clap some cheeks when the opportunity shows up in the form of your childhood friend whom, while totally down for some anal, has been showing signs of an extremely violent obsession for being with you. Do you A. Shrug it off so you can bust a nut, B. Bang your teacher in a bathroom stall instead, or C. Run the fuck away and hope she gets hit by a car? If you pick C, congratulations, she's fucking dead now. If you didn't pick C, well, let's just say you're a little heartless. After watching some older anime and replaying a terrible visual novel, it sparked the remembrance of my love-hate relationship with yanderes, the character archetype that is kind, romantic, excessively loving, obsessive, at times overtly creepy, overly attached, and most all the time an actual psychopath. Yandere is a Japanese term that is comprised of two separate words. Yanderu, which means to be sick, and deridere, which means to be infatuated or love-struck. It's pretty much the Japanese term for being lovesick. In Western media, I find lovesick characters are usually associated with teenagers acting differently from their established social status because of their love for another. It's usually something like this. Wow, I think I love you.
I love you too.
No, you can't love each other. You're from different worlds.
Fuck! No, I don't care what he thinks. I want to show my love for you through song. Ha-cha-cha-cha, ha-cha-cha-cha. In Japanese media, it looks a bit more like this.
右腕ちゃんと折れた?
A slight difference, but I guess you could say our cultures are a little different. Yandere wasn't always a popular archetype. It pretty much didn't exist at all until the 1990s. Look, give Annie Wilkes from Stephen King's Misery a schoolgirl outfit and you've pretty much got one of the earliest mock-ups for a yandere-like character, and that was released in 1987. The big push that both set the definitive qualities of a yandere and in the East placed some consumer attention onto it was a little character named Yukiko Yamagishi. I'll give you a few seconds to figure out what she's from.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Pikachu!
It's JoJo!
JoJo is too influential, it seems, as the fourth part of the original manga run from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure introduced Yukiko. Back in 1993, she actively subverted the expectations for her character, since moe tropes and perfect Japanese women attributes were gaining so much popularity for female characters that at the time it really made her stand out from her contemporaries. Yukiko pretty much jump-started the yandere character trend by being a female role that was different and dangerous in a time where they were portrayed as anything but that. Oh, and look at that, seems Yukiko had some of her character based off of Annie Wilkes, so I guess Stephen King helped this become reality.
Baka, don't say those kind of things. Turn around so I can wash you.
Yanderes trickled into manga, anime, and visual novels as time went on. Some of them really had an impact on placing yanderes into a larger spotlight, such as Lucy from Elfen Lied, a minor character and antagonist Ryoko Asakura from the Haruhi Suzumiya franchise, which you could say was a big deal everywhere. Higurashi incorporated yanderes or irrational behavior a lot and pretty damn well, so there was some growing popularity for the archetype with their releases in the early 2000s. These shows helped yanderes get into public conscience, but really there was one show that truly established it into the mainstream to the extent it's at today. And that's because a 2011 anime called Mirai Nikki with a main character named Yuno Gasai fucking exploded into popularity. She was so popular that she became a meme for a little bit, which only increased search results for her and yanderes online. I can see why she would get so much attention too. She kind of steals the show of Mirai Nikki. She's crazy but well written.
Yandere appeals the deepest, darkest parts of our psychology. I'm not ashamed to admit that I got an erection while watching this show.
Whoa, chill, she's 14, you fucking degenerates. It's strange to see a character archetype that is batshit insane but almost universally enjoyed. A character that is morally wrong and explosive doesn't seem like a good fit for a protagonist on paper. When put into practice and obviously with good writing, it's quite entertaining. Mirai Nikki is a good example of a show that gets carried by its memorable psychopath, and to a lesser extent even Western shows use characters that are by all means terrible people, yet they are still great protagonists. It's Always Sunny follows incompetent sociopaths, yet it's really funny. Breaking Bad follows drug dealers that do ruthless and cruel things to get their way, yet we still feel compelled to root for these characters. Yanderis are in a similar boat, I would say. They are pretty counterculture in their conception too, standing out from the usual Kraft mac and cheese tsundere childhood friends, and add some natural conflict to a show through their interactions with others. Knowing these characters are going to break out of their sweet exterior and expose their dark true feelings at some point creates a lot of tension since we don't know when and what will cause it. Overall, it's safe to say that while they are crazy, they are really fun to watch. A single yandere character can change what initially comes off as a boring harem anime, with some minor progressions in a main plot you see coming a mile away, into a disturbing one ushering in a tonal shift that makes you second guess what will come next. And that's not something I can say about many other character archetypes. And by no means am I saying that a bad show can be saved simply because a well-implemented yandere character is in it, because if your CG looks like fucking Mickey Mouse Clubhouse got placed into hospice care, and any rare meaningful conflict is resolved by your main character screaming the same word over and over, well, maybe that show has some other issues that can't be completely saved by a singular character, but it definitely helps to make it more memorable than it otherwise would have been. I could probably go on all day about why these characters are so great, but you're probably thinking,
Well, Repose, you said there's a problem with yanderis. What's the problem with yanderis? So far, you've only said good things about them. What's the problem?
well, listen, fucker. The problem isn't yanderis themselves, it's actually the people that like them a little too much. And I'm not talking about the people that go, oh yeah, yandere, that's a cool archetype. I'm talking about the people that went, oh, yay, good job, you stabbed your boyfriend, let's draw fan art. It really comes down to people taking things too far. They don't understand the line between liking something in a fictional space and sociopathic obsessions that translate into the real world. Statistically speaking, there should be quite a few sociopaths watching this, and while most of you aren't, I want the line between a harmless outlet and a danger to society to be made very clear for those that don't get it. You see, right here is the fictional space. Nothing here is actually real. I know, shocker. This involves anime, manga, visual novels, video games, safe roleplay, ASMR, fan fictions, and anything else that I'm missing that doesn't involve real people being hurt. This is all okay in my book. Now the line gets drawn right here, where it has gone past real life roleplay and now involves real people being hurt without consent. That right there, that's not okay. You shouldn't support that. If you're a self-proclaimed neat, circle jerking with other people like yourself over the fact there was a real-life yandere proclaiming her as a 3D waifu, well, hopefully you never get too intimate with a real person because I would hate to see you fuck up the gene pool. I think yanderes are some of the most interesting characters to come out of Japanese fiction. It sucks to say that their toxic outlook on love can seep into the minds of sweaty nerds that fester on the idea of having a love like that in real life, because that's a problem. I don't know where to put the blame either. Maybe the problem stems from works of fictions that romanticize yandere ideals that cause people to want to act on them in real life, just like past tragic ideals once were. Or maybe it's just consumers with mental illnesses becoming creepily attached to warped ideals of a fictional character. Personally, I can't tell you where the problem comes from because I don't know, but I can tell you how to not be a part of this problem. Don't hurt people, don't support hurting people, and don't be this fucking guy. It's really not that hard. You ever, stay up all night working on something and then realize you have like work in like 2 hours? Yeah, that's where I'm at right now.